So dear students, in the last class we have seen the rate expression for rate constant of a first order reaction. It is the rate constant of a first order reaction which is equal to 2.303 by T log initial concentration divided by concentration at time. So this is how we have derived the rate constant for a first order reaction. K is equal to 2.303 by T log A0 by E. Suppose if we have taken natural logarithm, that is logarithm to the base E, it is logarithm to the base 10. If we take logarithm to the base E, it will be 1 by T, because it is introduced to convert natural logarithm into common logarithm, that is logarithm to the base E into logarithm to the base 10. 1 by T ln natural logarithm or logarithm to the base E is mentioned as ln initial concentration by concentration at time T. It is initial concentration. It is concentration at time T. So if we modify the equation, Kt is equal to ln A0 minus ln A. Sorry. Yes. So T we have taken here, Kt is equal to ln A0 by A, that is initial concentration divided by concentration at time T, which is nothing but log x by y is equal to log x minus log y. Therefore, Kt is equal to ln A0 minus ln A. So this equation, I can slightly rearrange this equation so that this can be taken here and this one can be taken that side. Ln A is equal to ln A0 minus A. So concentration at any time T, that is of more interest to us. Initial concentration we know. Concentration at any time T is ln A is equal to this much. This equation is of the form y is equal to mx, where m this one, T this one, mx plus c. This equation is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. An equation for straight line where we have got slope plus minus k. When slope plus minus k, what does it mean? In the y-axis we are taking log a in y-axis. At any time, every concentration at the start of the reaction, when time t is equal to 0. When time t is equal to 0, the concentration of A may be ln is equal to 0. ln A0, correct? And when we draw a graph, we get a straight line with negative slope. Y is equal to mx plus c is an equation for straight line. If the slope is positive, when we increase time, concentration will also increase. Both will increase, and therefore we will be getting a graph like this. That is positive slope. Suppose if it is negative slope, the meaning is that as time passes on, concentration is getting reduced. So when the reaction proceeds, the concentration reduces accordingly. So this is the equation. This is the straight line that we will be getting when we do the experiment. The slope value dy by dx along y-axis divided by along x-axis. So any point we make a parallel line along y-axis. We make a parallel line along x-axis. The slope, this is slope. That slope corresponds to k, rate constant. Rate constant k. What is for minus? It is for negative slope. And then y-intercept c. At any point, if it touches here, that point is said to be ln A0. So initial concentration may be, say, 1 mole per liter. If we take an initial concentration, 1 mole per liter, then what will be ln A0 value? Log A when 1 is equal to 0 is if it is log log or ln natural logarithm or logarithm to the base 10, anything will be 0. So it will be getting 0 value. Log A will be 0. It's not that concentration is 0. If the concentration is considered as 1, the logarithmic value will be 0. As time passes on, the concentration will get decreased. That will become 0.75, like this will go down. When the value become decimal point, the logarithmic value will be in negative. Therefore, they have given the graph like this. So you might have seen this graph. I have drawn more or less same thing, but the slope I made was a little bit more slope. What are you doing? Log A, they have started with 0. Don't think that concentration is 0. Logarithm of concentration is 0. Alright? When we take the logarithm value, it will become negative. Therefore, minus 0.5, minus 1 likewise as time passes. This is how we get the value of K for the first order reaction. You might have seen the examples also. Alright? I think we have seen these things yesterday, and various examples for first order reaction may be decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide. Decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide into nitrogen dioxide NO2 and O2. Half O2 I can say, here 2. This decomposition is said to be a first order reaction, formation of nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. And the decomposition of sulfuryl chloride, SO2 Cl2 decomposes into SO2 and Cl2, that is also a first order reaction. And the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen, H2O and O, can be written as O2. It is also a first order reaction. Decomposition into water and O2. And then the very first we have started with cyclopropane. It is cyclopropane. When heated, becomes propene. This is also an example for CH3, CH This is also an example for first order reaction. What does that mean? Here the rate of the reaction depends on the unit power of concentration of the reactants. That is, rate is equal to rate constant into concentration of K to the power 0. This is the sign, to the power 1. When order is equal to 1. If order is equal to 0, it is 0. Order 2 means it will come like this. So we can predict the unit for rate constant based on this. That I said already. K is equal to rate divided by molar concentration. It can be 1, 2, 3, 0, etc. That depends on order of the reaction. Suppose if the value of order is 1. So what will be the rate? Rate is equal to K into concentration of K to the power 1. Correct? Now, what will be the unit for rate constant? Unit for rate is mole per decimeter cube per second, or mole per liter per second. In both ways we can say. Change in concentration per unit time divided by, here only unit power of the concentration, mole per liter. Therefore, the unit will be per second for rate constant. That is first order reaction. Suppose if it is second order reaction, here we will be getting square. Only that square will be getting cancelled. Therefore, when mole per liter goes over to the numerator, liter per mole per second is for second order reaction. Suppose if it is zero order reaction, mole per liter per second, here nothing we have, it is 1, and therefore unit is mole per liter per second as the unit for rate. Unit for rate is equal to unit for rate constant for only zero order reaction. For other order reactions, the unit for rate constant will be different. So I have very clearly explained already. Rate has a particular unit. The unit is mole per liter per second. For rate constant, it depends on order. Rate constant is a constant at a particular temperature. It will never vary. All those things we have already discussed. Now let us go into a zero order reaction. So let us take an example of a zero order reaction. Already we have derived the expression for rate constant of the first order reaction. Now we are going to derive the expression for rate constant of the zero order reaction. Before we go into zero order reaction, let me go in for pseudo first order reaction. What do you mean by pseudo first order reaction? It is not actually a first order reaction. Pseudo. We can convert higher order reaction into lower order, that to first order, by certain means. How? Let me take an example of CH3COO-CH3. You may know the name of the compound. Just try. Methyl acetate. CH3CO acetate. CH3COH is acetic acid. Okay? CH3COO acetate, sodium acetate, potassium acetate, calcium acetate because biology of calcium too. Alright, all those things you may be knowing. Here it is ester, methyl acetate. The acetic acid IUPAC name ethanoic acid, ethanoate. So methyl ethanoate I can say, methyl ethanoate. So side by side we should know organic chemistry also, methyl acetate. When it is hydrolyzed in presence of an acid, it undergoes fission here to give acetic acid and methanol. Acetic acid and methanol. It is considered a second order reactant. The rate law may be rate is equal. The rate is directly proportional. The rate of the reaction is directly proportional to concentration of methyl acetate and the concentration of water. This is a second order reaction basically. Alright, directly proportional to rate is directly proportional to concentration of methyl acetate and concentration of water. What does it mean? When you increase the concentration of methyl acetate, rate will increase gradually. When you increase the concentration of water, rate will increase as per unit power. Alright. So total order will be 2. If we give the proportion constant, this is the rate law or rate equation we say. But this equation can be made first order reaction. How? When we take more concentration of water, it is possible to increase the concentration. After all, this is solid. Therefore, what we can do is, with methyl acetate we can add more water. No harm in it. When we take more water, what will happen? The concentration of water almost remains constant. How is it possible? In a tank containing lot of water, if you take a tumbler of water, whether it is going to reduce the volume? Nobody may be knowing. When you take few buckets of water from sea, whether the level of sea will get reduced? No harm. So when the concentration of water is taken excess higher, what will happen? The concentration as time passes on, there won't be much decrease in the concentration. Suppose if I have 100 moles per liter of water, more quantity, the decrease may be very little, maybe 0.5 or 0.01 like that. So that decrease is not notable, 99.99 is not notable. See, if I have say 1 rupee, if I lose say 250 paise coins I have, if I lose just 50 paise, it is a great loss for me. 50% of the amount I lost. Suppose I have 1 crore, say. In that, let me, if I lose 50 paise, again I can say I have 1 crore. So that's what the difference. When the concentration becomes excess, the change in concentration is of course nothing. There may not be any change in the concentration, almost constant. So it becomes constant when one of the reactant concentration is made higher. We can say practically it is not getting involved in the reaction. The concentration of water which is getting involved in the reaction is very meager, negligible. And therefore concentration of water assumed to be a constant. This constant is coupled with this constant. We get the new rate law. Rate is equal to K dash into CS3, COO, CS3. Why do we write like this? It becomes a constant. So that constant is coupled here. That's all. When we have larger concentration of water, the concentration of water practically remains constant, and therefore rate is equal to rate constant to smaller concentration of methyl acetate. It becomes first order reaction. Now the rate we can say depends only on the concentration of methyl acetate. Such reactions are said to be pseudo first order reactions. So higher order reactions or second order reactions, if one of the reactants become larger, the change in concentration become negligible. When there is no change in concentration, we consider it as a constant. And therefore rate begins to depend only on a concentration of a particular component. And that is the deciding factor for the rate of the reaction. The order of the reaction now becomes 1. Such a reaction with higher order following lower order with one of the reactant concentration becomes higher is known as pseudo order reaction. If it is happen to be second order converted to first order, we call it as pseudo first order. Example, hydrolysis and methyl acetate in the presence of acid is said to be an example of pseudo first order reaction. Alright. So that is about first order reactions. Few examples we have seen, and zero order reaction we have seen an example. Now the pseudo first order reaction. Now zero order reaction. Let me go into zero order reaction. What is zero order reaction? Again you may have the thought, how can it be a zero order reaction? Is it possible to have zero order? Zero order reaction. A reaction can be first order, second order, third order. How can it be like that for a reaction A gives products? Rate law minus d of A by dt. It is nothing but rate. Instead of writing rate, I given mathematical expression. Change in concentration divided by time. As time passes on, concentration decreases, therefore minus time. So instead of writing the English word rate, I have given a mathematical expression minus d of A by dt. So I can write like this or like this. So for uneducated, like this. For mathematicians, like this. And we are educated as well as mathematicians. Therefore we can use both. Alright. Minus d of A by dt is equal to, of course it should be directly proportional to concentration of A to the power of 0. That means it is not depending on the concentration. Alright. When I equate, I should introduce a proportionality constant K. A naught is nothing but 1. Therefore rate is equal to K for a zero order reaction. Now the question is, can a reaction be zero order? Yes. The rate of the reaction, speed of the reaction is independent of concentration. Suppose sometimes what is happening, when we travel, we may be so thirsty or we may feel somewhat hot, we want to have tender coconut. When lot of tender coconuts are in a particular place, we like to take from that. So the sale of tender coconut depends on the quantity, maybe unit power or sometimes square like that. There will be in a queue. Suppose if some other person is having only 3 coconuts at a place, he don't like to take. So rate depends on the quantity of tender coconuts. On the other hand, let me say, we have a showroom of a car, maybe Skoda showroom. The sale of car may not depend on the number of vehicles parked there. Whomever wants, prefers, they will purchase it. They never bother how many vehicles are present. So, there the sale of a Skoda car in the Skoda showroom is independent of number of cars within that place in the showroom. It is independent. In my area, I have a showroom, so I am visiting there. I am choosing a color and I order and they will be delivering the same. So there the sale, that is rate of sales, is independent of number of cars. That is zero order. So sale of Skoda car is zero order. Sale of tender coconut, first order or second order like that. That's all. So the sale rate need not depend on the concentration. So it is said to be a zero order reaction. Now, in a zero order reaction, how to calculate the expression for rate? Because for the first order we have derived K is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A naught by A, or else K is equal to 1 by T ln natural logarithm A naught by A. Even we have simplified the other way to get y is equal to m1 plus c type. All those things we have done. That you will be knowing Kt is equal to ln A naught minus ln A, like you see, and ln A is equal to ln A naught minus Kt. This is the expression we have derived for first expression for rate law integrated rate equation for first order reaction. And it is y is equal to mx plus c. We have drawn the graph. All those things we have seen. It is for first order. Don't forget. Now we are going in for zero order reaction. For a zero order reaction, how to derive the expression for rate constant? Let us integrate on both sides. When we want to integrate, the integration should be between the limits A naught at the start of the reaction concentration and the final concentration. Between the limits A naught to A dA. Okay. What about dt? I have taken it to the other side. K dt. There also I want to integrate. K becomes constant. It is taken out. Integral between the limit t is equal to 0. and t. T naught, when t is equal to 0 to t. Nothing is there. It's a constant only. Alright? So k dt. Now, when we integrate, what we will be getting between the limits, it is nothing but dx. Dx is x. Therefore, here t minus a initial concentration at time t, initial concentration, which is equal to, there you will be getting t minus t naught, kt. When it is integrated, it will become kt. Alright, the times t is equal to 0, therefore we can say simply kt. Alright, k due to the limit t naught will be 0, so t, and therefore we can say simply kt. 1 becomes 0, and therefore we need not bother about that. Minus 0 you will be getting, therefore simply kt. Then you will be knowing dx, integral dx is equal to x, constant k we have added, and since it is 0, at the start of the day it is 0, it becomes 0, we have no need to mention. Now, if you simplify, what will be getting? Minus a minus of minus a. Am I correct? Minus of minus a. It is between a naught to a. Therefore, minus a minus of minus a naught. So it becomes minus a plus a naught. Minus a, that is concentration of time t, minus a naught. Sorry, minus into minus plus a naught is equal to kt. Or else, let me change the sign. A is equal to, always you want to get concentration of time t is equal to, this becomes minus when it goes to the other side. Or let me take this side, this one this side. Let me, you assume like this, it was taken there and it was taken here. Therefore, a naught minus k. Alright, when it comes here it becomes minus, when it goes there it becomes plus. You can assume like that. Just by interchange. A is equal to a naught. This equation is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. Again, here y is equal to mx plus c. Note the difference. There, for first order, ln a is equal to ln a naught minus kt. Here there is no logarithmic term for 0 to the a. It is simply a is equal to a naught minus kt. When we draw a graph, again we will be getting a straight line with negative slope. A in y axis, a naught in x axis, sorry, t in x axis, y, yes. At different time intervals, we want to find out the concentration. And again we will be getting negative slope like this. The slope value is found to be minus k. Already it is minus negative slope, therefore the value is rate constant k. Y intercept, what is the value of y intercept? C, a naught. At concentration time, a naught. This value becomes a naught. So this is how, that graph is also I think given in your book. It is ln a for first order reactant. Therefore the value becomes 0, minus, minus, minus like that. Y minus, logarithmic value become minus. It's not that concentration become minus. And in the next page 215 you will be seeing for 0 order reactant. There it is positive value only because we have taken the actual concentration and not logarithmic value. Okay. So at different time interval the slope will give rate constant. I want it y intercept value will give concentration at time 0. Okay. Now the 0 order reactant can also be a little bit modified. How? Given 0 order reactant expression, we can calculate for k. K is equal to, how to get the value of k? Kt is equal to, then we take kt here again. Kt is equal to a naught minus a. Concentration at the start of the reactant, concentration at time t. Kt I have taken here this side like that. A naught minus a. Like this. Kt is equal to a naught minus a. What about k then? K is equal to a naught minus a divided by t. Always square bracket will indicate concentration. So k is equal to A naught minus A divided by T. Here K is equal to 1 by T ln A naught minus A. That difference you should know. It is for 0 first order, that is for 0. So for different orders, we will be getting different values of rate constant. That you should know. This rate constant is only for 0 order. This is logarithm to the base 10, this is logarithm to the base E, natural logarithm. Here we didn't get any logarithmic expression. That you should know. Now what are the examples for 0 order reactants? Reaction between hydrogen and chlorine, photochemical reaction, Hne to HCl. It is 0 order reaction. It will not depend on the concentration of hydrogen or chlorine. Whatever it may be, the reaction will proceed as such. And nitrous oxide, N2O is nitrous oxide. It gets decomposed in the presence of fractal D to give nitrogen to oxygen. This is said to be 0 order reaction. Then iodination of acetone, CS3COCS3 plus iodine plus iodine. It is also 0 order with respect to the concentration of iodine in the presence of H+. In the presence of H+. What is the reaction? One hydrogen is replaced by iodine to give CS3COCH2I or sometimes triiodoacetone afterwards. In this reaction, the rate depends on the concentration of acetone, concentration of hydrogen and not on the concentration of iodine. So 0 order with respect to iodine. Here 0 order with respect to both, 0 order with respect to nitrous oxide, here 0 order with respect to iodine, not 0 order. The reaction depends on the concentration of acetone. Reaction depends on the concentration of hydrogen. But if we change the concentration of iodine, nothing will happen. Alright. So it is said to be 0 order. Few examples for 0 order reactions. Now let me go into the expression for general expression for rate of a reaction. What is general expression? The rate expression for first order reaction, what is it? Minus d of A by dt is equal to K into A. This is the expression for rate of a first order reaction. If it is 0 order reaction, what is it? Minus d of A by dt is equal to K. If it is for the second order, square. If it is third order, 3, like this. And upon solving, you get this expression. K is equal to 1 by T ln A naught by A, like this we have derived. Before that, we have got this expression also. Kt is equal to this much. Kt is equal to this much. Kt is equal to this much for first order. Kt is equal to this much for 0 order. You should know the difference. Or the rate equation differs for different order reactions. When n is equal to not equal to 1. If order is not equal to 1, if order is equal to 1, only this expression. If n is other than 1, it may be 0, second, third, 2.5. The expression we have derived is 1 by A. That is concentration at time T to the power n minus 1 minus 1 by A naught to the power n minus 1 minus n. Power n minus 1 is equal to n minus 1 k. Is equal to n minus 1 k. This is the expression, generalized expression for any reactant where n is not equal to 1. So we can try to apply for 0 order reaction. It is 0 order reaction. We can try to apply for 0 order. Whether we get this type of expression, let us see. We will be getting. Alright. So when n is equal to 0, 0 minus 1 minus 1. Kt is equal to minus 1 Kt means minus Kt is equal to 0 minus 1, it is minus 1. 1 by A to the power minus 1 minus 1 by A naught. 0 minus 1 minus 1. When minus 1 go out to the numerator, plus 1, therefore A minus A naught is equal to minus Kt. Whether we have got this expression here? Yes. Minus Kt is equal to A minus A. Or plus Kt is equal to A naught minus A. So this equation is applicable Kt is equal to A naught minus A. Kt is equal to A naught minus A. This equation is applicable for any order reactor to get the value of rate constant. Alright? When n is equal to not equal to 1. When n is equal to 1, this is the expression. Or this is the expression. Kt is equal to ln A naught minus ln A. Alright? So that is about expression for rate constant for different order reactions. Now, let me go into half-life period. Alright? We have seen pseudo first order reactant, zero order reactant, and general expression for relating rate constant with the concentration and time we have seen, except first order. Now, what is half-life period? Just let me define half-life period. With that, we can go for the next class afterwards. What is half-life period? The time required to complete half of the reactor is known as half-life period. That's all. Or it is the time when the initial concentration at time t become half of the initial value. That is first order. Half-life period. So when the concentration is reduced to half of the initial value, that is half-life period. We can see about half-life period in the next class. Try to learn every day. Thank you.